or forms of various contracts. We had discussed, I think, first three contracts, that what is the meaning of express contract, then implied contract, then quasi contract. So that we had already discussed. Now we will be discussing the other contracts, that is executed, executory, unilateral, bilateral. And I hope that every one of you have read the meaning of executed contract or the other forms of contract. So we will start with executed contract. Yes. Who is going to explain what is executed contract?
Sir, may I?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
please go ahead, Deepika.
Yes. Sir,
Please.
executed contract means the contract which is already like procedures are done. Like suppose offers and acceptance. By with example, like I had promised to one person that I will give you something in return of the 1,000 rupees. So मैंने already signature भी हो गया and I had given them, and जो पूरे process है contract is completed. So that is executed contract.
Very good. Absolutely correct. So it is absolutely correct. Executed contract where is a contract where nothing remains to be performed in the contract. As the example is perfectly correct, that the promise which was made under the contract has been performed by both the parties to the contract. So that is why it is called as executed contract. Right? Now, next one is executory contract. Who is going to explain executory contract?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Suvarna.
Yes, Suvarna.
Sir, executory contract is the contract that has not been fully performed or been fully executed.
Okay.
And example related it is suppose if a named a person goes to the tuition to the teacher named H, and in the completion of after 1 month, suppose 1 month after completion of the tuition, he has to pay for the fees. Suppose 1,000 fees there, and he has to pay after the completion of tuition. That means it is not fully executed at the time of doing the contract.
Okay, correct. Yes, it is correct. I hope that everyone has understood with example. So executed, we had understood that both the parties have completed their promise. In executory, one party may have completed the promise, the other party is still to complete the promise, right? Or the first party is about to complete the promise, and after that the second party will be completing the promise. The example is also correct, that a tuition teacher is agreed to a student that I'll be teaching you for over a period of month. After that, you need to pay me 1,000 rupees. So example is correct, that teacher has started the tuition. That means one part is complete. The other part, that is the student has to pay 1,000 rupees, is remaining. So it will take place in future. So that is why it is called as executory. As the term itself says, executed means complete. Executory means one person may have completed, the other person is still remaining. So that is called as executory. Very good. Next one, unilateral. So if you come prepared, then it will be easier for us to complete the syllabus before the deadline. Yes, unilateral.
So
most of the things are depending on their name itself. कि अगर आपको यूनिलैटरल का मतलब पता है तो बहुत इजीली आप समझ सकते हैं कि क्या है वो. बायलैटरल का मतलब पता है तो इजीली आप समझ सकते हैं कि क्या है वो. Yes, who is going to explain?
Say uni means one and bi means two.
Very good.
Yeah, so uni means like it is from one person. Like one person is making a promise that I will pay you something, but it will be after your work is done. Like he will tell some target, like do something. It can be and so if like if we say that buy me something, like bring something from me for something which is lost, we can say like my phone is lost, so if you bring that phone to me, then only I will like pay you once the act is done, completed.
Okay.
Then he will pay. Like it is from one side. We can't say that he will bring or it is not. When there is a normal contract, definitely they both are going to perform the act. But here we are not sure. So that is unilateral contract. Like whether once he do the act, then after that he will pay him the reward or in whatever kind he had promised.
Very good. So unilateral means, the meaning of uni is one. Very good. It is correct. One is promising to do something on if the other party performs a particular thing. So that is unilateral. Exactly opposite of uni is bi. Bi is bilateral. Both the parties are promising each other about a future event, that in future we will be entering into a contract. No one right now is in a position to enter into a contract, but both are promising that after 15 days, if everything is okay, then I will sell my car. And after 15 days, the other person also says that if everything is okay, I will try to purchase that car. So both the promises are done by both the parties in future. So that is called as bilateral. Very good. Next one, valid contract. I need not explain now, and because every one of you is aware of, valid contract is the most simple contract, and the meaning is very simple. Any contract which is enforceable by law is called as a valid contract. Next, void contracts. Yes, who is going to explain now void contracts? Boys.
Hello,
So
sir.
far only girls are discussing, boys.
Hello, sir.
Yes, very good.
संजय
Yes, Sanjay.
सर हिंदी में किया तो चलेगा क्या?
हाँ, हिंदी, मराठी, इंग्लिश, एवरीथिंग विल डू, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, बोलिए. वॉइड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट.
इसे कानून द्वारा मान्य नहीं किया जाता सर.
क्या? वापस से बोलिए.
इसे कानून द्वारा मान्य नहीं किया जाता.
वेरी गुड. Void contract is a contract which is not acceptable by law. Correct. बराबर है. क्या एग्जाम्पल?
अर्थ जैसे कि क्रिकेट मैचों में जो सट्टे लगाए जाते हैं, इस प्रकार लगाए गए सट्टे की कोई वसूली नहीं की जा सकती. वो
void contract है. हेलो,
वसूली नहीं दी तो आप. हेलो
संजय, योर वॉइस इज नॉट क्लियर. आई थिंक
सर.
क्लियर है क्या वॉइस? अदर्स?
नेटवर्क इशू सर मेरा.
अच्छा, ठीक है, बोलिए बोलिए. बोलिए संजय.
हेलो.
हाँ, बोलिए बोलिए, आवाज आ रही है.
हेलो
संजय, आपकी आवाज आ रही है, बोलिए.
जैसे कि क्रिकेट मैच में जो सट्टे लगाए जाते हैं सर.
हाँ.
इस प्रकार लगाए गए सट्टे की कोई वसूली नहीं की जा सकती.
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड. सो करेक्ट. सो सट्टे मतलब betting, right? So if any person gets involved in betting, and because of that involvement, if that person has lost say 1 lakh rupees, now that 1 lakh, for loss of 1 lakh rupees, he cannot approach the court and file a case that I have invested 1 lakh rupees in betting and I have lost it, or I have won the amount of 1 lakh rupees in the betting, but still the person who is controlling this betting business of betting, he has refused to pay me 1 lakh rupees. So please force that person to pay me 1 lakh rupees, as betting is illegal, so it cannot be exercised in the court of law. So it is correct. Only thing, now you want to you should understand, there are two different terms involved in void contract. Void means against law. Contract, what is the definition of contract from boys side? कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की क्या डेफिनेशन है? एक दो तीन वर्ड्स की डेफिनेशन है, 3 वर्ड्स की.
If I'm giving someone an offer and that person accepts it, it becomes a contract. But that contract should be enforceable by law.
तो सिंपल वर्ड्स हम लोग क्या बोल सकते हैं कि कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज एन एग्रीमेंट विच इज एनफोर्सेबल बाय लॉ. बराबर है? दैट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. Void, we are saying that it is ab initio. Ab initio means what? Right from the beginning, when a particular agreement is against the provisions of law, it is called as void. तो दो साथ में कैसे हो सकते हैं? void contract कैसे हो सकता है? void का मतलब ही अगेंस्ट लॉ और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का मतलब है एज पर लॉ. तो ये यहां पर हमने, I hope that you have understood, two different words are there. Void means against law, whereas contract means as per law. एक साथ क्यों जोड़े गए? void contract क्या रहता है? void contract तो ऐसा कोई टर्म होना ही नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि void का मतलब है गलत और कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का मतलब है सही. तो गलत और सही दोनों एक साथ कैसे आ सकते हैं? Who is going to explain now? Void contract. Who had studied this particular concept of void contract? Void contract. Yes, void contract. That means only 2-3 students are studying, rest are not getting involved. Okay, so we will, I want example from your side. If it is not possible today, give me the example in next session. But I want you to understand this concept, and you are going to understand this concept only if you read it carefully with example. 6 examples of void lectures.
Some may I like just try? I'm not sure, but
Who is going to explain what?
excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I would like to just try for void contract, which you asked that why it is contract and the things are linked.
Okay.
Sir, I'm not sure, but I would like to ask you whether I'm correct or wrong. The thing is, as void contract, you said, na contract like the person's, the thing is illegal. It would not be enforceable law, but from their point of view, from person's point of view, those who are entering in the contract, they think that it is, it will become a contract. But when it comes to like act, when it comes to a contract, at that time it becomes void because it is not accepted in the hands of law. But in person thinks that it would be accepted. We both had agreed, but when it comes towards the legal term, like from in the act, at that time it is like not valid. They say no, it won't work.
Yes, it is correct. I hope that everyone can recall the elements of essential contracts. In one of the element of essential contract, we had discussed the concept of free consent. Under the concept of free consent, we had discussed 5 things. We had also discussed that if these 5 things are present, then the consent is not said to be free. Which were those 5 things? Can anybody recall?
Yes, sir.
Free consent matlab willingness. Very good. Go ahead.
Coercion, undue influence.
Coercion, undue influence. Very good.
fraud,
Very
mistake,
good.
and misrepresentation.
Very good. Absolutely correct. So these were the 5 things. If any of the 5 things or all the 5 things are involved in any of the contract, the contract cannot become a valid contract. Now, undue influence and misrepresentation. Can anybody explain me the meaning of misrepresentation? Or what is the difference between fraud and misrepresentation? Then you will be in a position to understand the concept of void contract.
Sir,
Yes.
hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Undue influence means it is done under some mental pressure. The contract has been done in some pressure.
Nice. Can you come again? Please come again. Your voice is not clear.
Sir, in free consent, undue influence is there, in which the contract is made under certain mental pressure of the one of the party.
Very good. That is correct. That
And
is correct. What is misrepresentation?
And misrepresentation is that the wrong information is contract is done under some wrong information to the another party while making the contract.
No, sorry. Anyone has understood? Because your voice is not clear, beta.
Sir, now it is clear?
Yeah, now it is clear. You were talking about misrepresentation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The contract is done while the time the wrong information is gone to the another party, and that time the contract has been done. So contract is not clearly understood by the another party.
Okay. And what is fraud? Wrong information is shared, right?
Yes, sir.
Wrong information is shared by one party to the other party in misrepresentation. What happens in fraud?
Sir, may I? Anurag. Actually, what happened while doing a contract, Mr. A knows like whatever he's speaking is wrong, but instead of knowing this fact, he's guiding another party like just believe in my words. Like आप दूसरे को चाहकर भी झूठ बोल रहे हो, मतलब आपको सब पता है लेकिन आप झूठ बोल रहे हो.
तो वो क्या है? मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन है या फ्रॉड है?
फ्रॉड है.
वेरी गुड.
और मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन मीन्स आपको भी नहीं पता कि वो चीज गलत है, पर आप दैट मीन्स आप दूसरे पार्टी को बता रहे हो कि आई बिलीव इन लाइक वो चीज सही है, आप भी बिलीव करो कि वो चीज सही है. तो इट्स लाइक रिप्रेजेंटेशन.
Very good. It is absolutely correct. Very good. Examples are clear. Everything is clear. Now, I hope that you can correlate this with void contracts. Why void contracts is considered as one of the type of contract when the meaning is very much against that. Now, as Anurag has rightly pointed out, the case of misrepresentation. In fraud, what happens is, you know that you are not sharing the correct information, but still you want to deceive the other person. You want to conceal the right information from the other person. You want the other person to believe your wrong information is correct. So your intention is there. You are intentionally doing, you know that whatever you are saying, whatever information you are giving to the other person is wrong. Still, because of something, because of profit, because you want to sell your property, because you want to sell your product, you are concealing certain things from the other party. And that is called as fraud. It is always intentional. You know that you are giving wrong information, but still you are giving. That is intentional. Now, when we talk about misrepresentation, again, the example is very clear that one person who is giving the information is not aware that he is giving the wrong information. For example, that in Mr. A is having a shop, electronic shop he is having, and he is selling laptops, mobiles, and other electronic devices. Now, when Mr. B approaches Mr. A and Mr. B wants to purchase a laptop, and he wants a laptop of Acer company, he gives the configuration to the shopkeeper, and the seller goes through that particular all the configuration, and he hands over a packed piece on which the Acer logo is there on the carton, and he hands over to the Mr. B. Mr. B pays 30,000 rupees and he takes the delivery. Now here we may say that intention of deceiving is not there. अब सेलर ने क्या किया, जो कार्टन, जो भी उसका कॉन्फ़िगरेशन था उसके हिसाब से वो कार्टन देखा, कार्टन मतलब पेटी पैक पीस, और वो पूरा पीस निकाला और पीस उसको दे दिया. अब गलती से अगर उसके अंदर दूसरा पीस रहेगा या फिर कुछ गलती से पैकिंग में अगर एसर की जगह एचपी का कंप्यूटर गया या फिर डेल का कंप्यूटर चला गया या कम कॉन्फ़िगरेशन वाला कंप्यूटर चला गया, तो ये क्या माना जाएगा, ये माना जाएगा मिस रिप्रेजेंटेशन, और बाद में वो करेक्ट किया जा सकता है. घर जाके अगर बी देखता है कि नहीं ये गलत पीस आया है, वो जाकर अगर रिटर्न करता है, तो अगर वो रिटर्न कर लेता है तो इसका क्या मतलब है कि वो मिस रिप्रेजेंटेशन, गलती से हो गया, इंटेंशन प्रेजेंट नहीं था, हम करता है तो वो फ्रॉड. तो ज्यादातर केसेस में वॉइड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में मिस रिप्रेजेंटेशन हो सकता है कि एट द टाइम ऑफ क्रिएशन ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देयर कैन बी मिस रिप्रेजेंटेशन. दैट इज व्हाई एट दैट मोमेंट it was created, but later on it became void. So that is why it is void contract. Now next one is called as voidable contract. What is voidable contract? Voidable contract.
So as the things are discussed, misrepresentation and fraud. So even if in the contract it is found that there is misrepresentation or fraud, then that contract may be voidable. Like when we comes to know about the things, so that is voidable contract.
Okay, what is the meaning of voidable contract?
Which
void contract means it is totally against law. Voidable contract.
Sir.
Yes. What is the meaning of voidable contract? Voidable. Void मतलब पूरी तरह से against law. Voidable मतलब 50-50 है क्या, कि हो भी सकता है against या फिर वो valid में भी convert हो सकता है, ऐसा है क्या कुछ?
Sir, जब पता चलेगा that the things are misrepresented, at that time it would be voidable.
हाँ, it would be
voidable. Initially they enter into the contract, but जब बाद में पता चलेगा कि no, that things was misrepresented or it was fraud, so when that time it would be voidable.
Voidable. Very good. So it is correct. That time it would be voidable. Voidable means at that particular time the party which has suffered loss or the party which was misrepresentative is having the option that it can continue with the contract or it can reject the contract. So that is called as voidable contract. Next one is illegal contract. As the name itself says, illegal. Illegal मतलब which is not legal. बेटिंग से लेके अगर कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है तो इट इज नॉट लीगल. ड्रग्स से लेकर अगर कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किया जाता है इट इज नॉट लीगल, बिकॉज दीज थिंग्स आर इलीगल इन इंडिया. बट इफ वी टॉक अबाउट सम अदर कंट्री, बहुत सारी ऐसी कंट्रीज हैं जहां पर ड्रग्स एक क्वांटिटी दी गई है, उस क्वांटिटी में अगर आप ड्रग्स लेते हैं या पोजेशन है आपका, तो इट इज नॉट अ क्राइम देयर. So there it is legal, but in India it is illegal. Unforcible contract. Unforcible contract means which cannot be enforced by law. That is called as unforcible contract. So unforcible contract, can anyone give me the example? Unforcible contract, boys. From the whole class, only one student, one boy, Anurag. What about other boys? And Sanjay, only 2 students. What about other? Yes, boys. Okay, girls.
Sir.
Unforcible. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the example, suppose an employment contract is for hiring some workers are there, and which is not above the age which is prescribed by the government. So this contract to the wage war, it is against the state government or government law.
Yes.
The workers
So
are
it is
not
unforcible.
under the prescribed age given by the. Yes.
Correct. So it is correct. Unforcible by law, which cannot be forced by law. Agar example is also correct. At the time of recruitment, if the age should be more than 18 years of age, and at the time of recruitment the person submits a fake document stating that he is more than 18 years, later on when the scrutiny is done by the HR department of all his other documents also, at that time if it is proved that he is not of 18 years or that particular age which is required to work in that particular organization, then that contract can be turned down, as that contract will not be enforceable by law. So that is unforcible contract. So these were the classifications of contract. Now we will quickly talk about what are the essentials of a valid offer.
Hello.
Yes, Anurag.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes,
can
yes,
you please,
yes. Go ahead.
Can you please give me a difference between unenforceable and illegal? The contract which we're discussing.
Yes, illegal is against law. Unforceable is not against law. That is the basic difference. Illegal. If any person is entering into a contract related to betting, it is illegal. Any person entering into a contract related to kidnapping of a person, illegal. Any person who is entering into a contract related to that gutka or mawa gutka thing, mawa is not illegal, but yes, gutka products are illegal. So 5-6 years ago, when the sale was there, it was legally there, but after that, that were banned in the government by the government of Maharashtra. So anything which you are doing against law is illegal, but unforceable is not illegal, but because of certain requirements, that contract cannot be enforced by law. Now, one contract which has to be made in written form is sale or purchase of property. That is mentioned in law. But law also says that a valid contract can be oral or written. So sale of property is 100% legal in India. Now, if suppose Mr. A wants to purchase a piece of land and Mr. B is known to him since 15 years. So instead of entering into a written contract, he enters into a oral contract. Now, this oral contract, if they want to enforce, they want to make this enforceable by law, so it cannot be enforceable by law. So if Mr. A who has paid Mr. B certain amount for purchase of land, and everything was oral in nature. It was not written as required under law. And if he suffers losses, he cannot file a case against Mr. B under sale of property for violation in terms and condition of contract. But yes, he can file a case against fraud. फ्रॉड का केस फाइल किया जा सकता है, पर सेल ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी को वायलेट किया गया, प्रॉपर्टी के टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन जो भी रखे गए थे उसको वायलेट किया गया, ऐसा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कोर्ट में नहीं जा सकता. क्यों? क्योंकि वो कोर्ट में एनफोर्सिबल ही नहीं है. क्योंकि वो क्या हुआ, रिटर्न कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होना चाहिए. सेल ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी ओरल नहीं चलता है, वहां रिटर्न ही होना चाहिए. सेल ऑफ कार रहेगा तो यस, ओरल इज एक्सेप्टेबल. सेल ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी रहेगा, ओरल इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल. So what is the basic difference? Illegal is 100% illegal. Unforcible is not illegal. But because of certain things, it cannot be enforced by law. तो वो legal है. Sale of property illegal नहीं है. पर सेल ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी कैसे की जानी चाहिए, इसके बहुत सारे रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस हैं. अगर आप एक रूल भी मिस कर देते हैं तो आपका जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है वो कोर्ट में एडमिसिबल नहीं. सो दैट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टू टर्म्स. वन इज इलीगल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, द अदर वन इज एनफोर्सेबल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, राइट?
That means, sir, in enforceable contract, we can say if I am dealing in shoes.
Enforceable is different. Unforceable. Enforceable means which can be enforced by law. Unforceable, which cannot be enforced by law. Now go ahead.
About the unenforceable contract, if I'm dealing in shoes and I'm importing it from Taiwan or China, and suddenly what happened, like before times, like jung chid gayi, some bad news are started coming from the border of China and India, that is called LAC. So in that case, that contract with that person who is selling me that shoes from China, that contract will be illegal or unenforceable?
Unenforceable. It will not be illegal then, because
importing is allowed.
The time you were entering into a contract, जब आपने एंटर किया था वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, तब वो लीगल था, राइट? अब सिचुएशन बदल गई है, अब वो एनफोर्स नहीं किया जा सकता. अब क्यों एनफोर्स नहीं किया जा सकता? बिकॉज द सिचुएशन इज व्हाट, वॉर लाइक सिचुएशन और एक्चुअल वॉर हैज टेकन प्लेस. नाउ that particular country national has become alien enemy, and you cannot enter into a contract with alien enemy. So now all the contracts which have been entered by you with the national of China will be called as unenforceable and will automatically become void contract. It will not be called as illegal, it will be called as void. अब ये कोर्ट में एनफोर्स नहीं किए जा सकते. अब जब तक शांति नहीं होगी तब तक कुछ नहीं हो सकता. अगर आपका लॉस हो गया है तो उसका रिकवरी नहीं हो सकता. Yes, anything else? Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. Okay, now we will move on to essentials of a valid offer. So these essential, most of the essentials we have already discussed when we were discussing about the provisions of essential elements of a contract. So we will quickly discuss these. Terms of an offer must be clear, specific, certain, and not vague. So clear, certain, specific we have already discussed in essentials of a valid contract. कि जब हम लोग ने सर्टेनिटी डिस्कस की कि सब चीजें सर्टेन होनी चाहिए. किसी को कार बेचनी है तो कौन सी कार, तेल बेचना है तो कौन सा तेल, राइस बेचना है तो कौन सा राइस. So everything should be clear. So offer should always be clear. If I want to sell my bike, then I should clearly communicate that offer to the person that I want to sell my bike, which is of this model, which is of which I bought up before 10 years or 15 years, and this has crossed these many kilometers. This is the documents. So everything must be clear. So that is called as terms of an offer must be clear, specific, certain, and not vague. Next one, offer must create legal relationship. That also is very clear. We have already discussed that any agreement which is social in nature, that is one person is inviting the other person to have a dinner at his place, cannot be regarded as a legal creation of legal relationship, because out of friendship, out of that relation, he is inviting the other person to have food at his place. So that is not enforceable. That is not creation of legal relations. And when intention is missing of creating legal relation, that contract cannot be enforced by law. Next one, offer must be communicated to the person to whom it is made, for whom it is made. Who will explain me this? This is again very simple. Offer must be communicated to the person to whom it is made. What is it? Very simple. कुछ भी नहीं है. आप लोगों ने इतने टफ आंसर दे दिए, ये तो बिल्कुल सिंपल है. ऑफर मस्ट बी कम्युनिकेटेड टू द पर्सन टू हुम इट इज मेड. ऑफर किसको दी जानी चाहिए? मिस्टर ए अपनी कार बेचना चाहते हैं, मिस्टर ए कार खरीदना चाहते हैं. अब मिस्टर ए को अगर अपनी कार बेचनी है तो वो किसको ऑफर देंगे?
सामने वाले कस्टमर.
सामने वाले कस्टमर को. कस्टमर कौन है? तो मिस्टर बी. बिकॉज ए ने जब कार बेचने का डिसाइड किया तो इमीडिएटली मिस्टर बी ने रेडीनेस दिखाई कि आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन परचेजिंग योर कार. तो किसको देना चाहिए? जो आपकी ऑफर एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है, जो उसके लिए रेडी है, आप उसी को अपनी ऑफर दे सकते हैं.
मतलब जो इंटरेस्ट रखता है उसी के लिए ना सर?
हाँ, ऑफर मस्ट बी कम्युनिकेटेड टू द पर्सन टू whom इट इज मेड. अब मिस्टर ए और मिस्टर बी सपोज पड़ोसी हैं, दोनों बातचीत करते वक्त रात को मिलते हैं और ऐसी बातचीत में एक कैजुअल टॉक होता है दोनों का कि यार मुझे अपनी कार बेचनी है. दूसरा बोलता है अरे मुझे खरीदनी है कार, आई एम इंटरेस्टेड, तो मुझे ही बेच दे. दोनों में डील हो जाती है, ठीक है 50,000 के करीब करीब अगर मुझे मिल जाते हैं तो मैं बेचने के लिए तैयार. तो अब जब ये ऑफर बन गई है तो ये ऑफर किसको दी जाएगी? मिस्टर बी को ही दी जाएगी. तो इट इज वेरी सिंपल दैट ऑफर मस्ट बी कम्युनिकेटेड टू द पर्सन टू whom it is made. Next one, offer may be express or implied, general or specific, or it may be positive or negative. What does it mean? Offer may be express or implied. Express और implied बहुत सिंपल, हम लोगों ने पहले ही कर लिया है. Offer is express or implied. General or specific?
Yeah, the two parties discuss the contract between the offer between both of them, and they have a mutual understanding and approve the contract orally only.
Orally or written?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay,
yes.
Correct. What is general and specific offer? General offer, क्या मीनिंग है जनरल ऑफर का?
It may be the general means they have just expressed their self with in front of the customer, and they have accepted it orally only. And the specific means they have some written or the documented.
Okay, anyone else? Yes,
Sir, general means to
you
the
are
normal.
close to
Sir,
it.
general means to the public, like not to the targeted
good.
person.
Very good.
And specific means to specific person whom want to, like in the announcement which we make in general, that is general offer.
Very good. Can you give me example? It is absolutely correct.
Yeah, sir. Like in the newspaper, if someone mentioned that I need to purchase or rent my home or that, so that can be a general offer. Like it is calling to everyone, not a specific person.
So that is
And
a general offer. Very good.
So we can say PPE kits for only for doctors at a discounted price. This
That
is called
is
as
a
a specific offer.
specific offer.
Only for the
Okay.
doctors community. And the general offer means for everyone, like PPE kits I have and I want to sell it to everyone. So this can
So
be a general offer.
very good. Very good. So general, when an offer is made to general public, that is public at large, then it is called as a public offer or general offer. Whereas when the offer is made to a specific person or targeted persons, then it is a specific offer. When we can say the offer can be positive and negative. Very good. ऑफर कब पॉजिटिव हो सकती है और कब नेगेटिव हो सकती है?
when it is accepted, then does it becomes positive? Like when
No, it is not. It is not so.
सर सामने वाला अगर अपना ऑफर सेटिस्फाई होता है अपने ऑफर से तो क्या उसको पॉजिटिव बोल सकते हैं?
नहीं. और
the positive offer may be in a good faith, like I want everyone should be happy. That's why we were discussing the offer.
No, it is not.
Positive offer means it is profitable for both parties.
Can you give me example?
सर जैसे कार सेल कर रहे हैं तो जो सेल कर रहा है उसको भी प्रॉपर प्रॉफिट मिलना चाहिए, जो सामने वाला कस्टमर है उसको भी प्रॉपर ऐसा लगना चाहिए कि मैं कार इसी प्राइस में ले रहा हूँ तो मैं संतुष्ट हूँ उससे.
Hello.
See, your voice is not audible.
Hello.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Mahesh.
Yeah, is it audible? Huh?
Yeah, it is audible. I don't know why sir has left.